What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the Galactic Explorers Podcast. This is episode 34, and what a goddamn week it's been. Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Huge.
definitely. It's massive. I am your host, Ash, and with me, as always, is my trusted co-host. This is Jeff. How are you doing, sir?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I am very well, thank you very much. I am ecstatic,
Wonderful.
some may say.
I'm overflowing with hype right now.
I am over the moon. Haha.
I'm in a
Space
different
puns.
stratosphere. I'm floating. I'm in a rocket ship floating through space right now.
Some may say I have rings around me.
God, my God.
Oh my
thank
God.
God.
So yes, if you haven't have been, if you've been living under a rock this week, then what the hell? Wow, it's just been a complete mind fuck, really. A complete
been a
roller
day-
coaster.
A deluge of information has come across
Yeah.
over the past couple of days, man. I'm really drowning in it.
Which kind of cancelled out our last podcast episode, really, I suppose.
Oh my gosh.
So we recorded the last episode on, was it last Saturday? It was Saturday during the day, wasn't it, for me? So it was like early morning for you.
Yeah.
So we recorded it on the 12th of May, and I think the next morning, so it was like Saturday night, Sunday morning, depending where you are in the
Yeah,
world.
literally.
Waking Titan exploded because it had been quiet for about a week or two, I think.
You know what's going to happen now is that since we're doing this earlier on Friday, this weekend's going to explode too. So we're going to miss that probably.
But then again, if you think about if we didn't record today's episode, if we waited until after the weekend, then you've got to record all what's happened for this episode and whatever happens then as well. At least we kind of got like a backlog
That's true.
of things we can talk about. But yes, so let's get into this whole charade of things what's happened. Waking Titan decided to reactivate after we helped apprehend Mr. Zeng. I think that was one of the last things we talked about. And then obviously the dev kit contest was announced and the winners were announced as well. That was definitely the last thing we talked about. I remember that because we were looking at Peaceful Gamers Twitter for the actual winners. And then we on the 12th of May, which was, like I said, that Saturday in the evening. Yeah, so I recorded it about. It was about 1 or 2 o'clock my time, wasn't it? So it was about. Oh no, it might have been about 4 o'clock. It was about 9 o'clock for you in the morning or something.
Yeah, it was like 9:30 or
Last
something.
Saturday. Yeah. And yeah, 8:21 p.m. UTC. There was a status command was updated on Arnaud's condition. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's like 5 days old, but we got like a whole deluge of information and things. And one of the best pieces of information, what completely cancelled out our previous information, was a message to Elizabeth Layton.
Oh yes.
Oh yes indeed. She reared her. I don't want to say ugly head because she wasn't an ugly woman at all.
No, I don't think so.
No, but she reappeared. It turns out Elizabeth Layton and co. may not have been the bad guys. I think. I had a sneaking suspicion they could have been perhaps not the best company in the world. But it seems like they were looking for information about where and what was been going on. So something might not have been right in the world in where.
It seems like Elizabeth was really ambitious, and she was trying to bite off more than she can chew, and she didn't really understand all the consequences of what her action is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weird correlation between that and the development of No Man's Sky, too, by the way.
Oh, definitely. I'm actually just looking for the message now, and I don't think You know when you have a sneaking suspicion it's not on the Waking Titan page. Anyway, so that all kicked off, and then we got to a point. I apologise if you can hear my mouse wheel scrolling because I'm just looking through the page on Waking Titan as we speak, on the Game Detectives website. Sorry. So it was like I said, it all happened like the majority happened like the Saturday, the Sunday, I believe, and then again on the Monday. So a lot of, like I said, if you want to go check out the Game Detectives, because it's like 5-day-old information, I don't want to go through it all now and then bore you all guys with information that's already old. So we'll talk about the most recent stuff, what's happened, which has been in the last 2 days really, which involves packages being delivered to a myriad of YouTubers and I'm guessing Reddit users as well, and so on. So I think, I'm not sure if he was he the first, but he was the first that I saw who received one, which was Cobra TV. Hello there, Cobra, if you're listening. Received a book called The Conscious Mind: In Search of a Fundamental Theory by David J. Chalmers, and he was looking through it on YouTube on stream during a subcast, and then, like I said, other people received them as well, like different books, and they all seem to be to do with philosophy or minds, dreams and things like that.
I think some of the people that got the books were also people that received tapes too during that first phase.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously Cobra received the tape, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So we know that's a correlation there. I
remember seeing that somewhere.
Right. And then on May 17th, so this was yesterday, the last 5 glyphs on the Waking Titan website activated. Currently, none of these glyphs have any hints of backgrounds associated with them. This is in contrast to the previous glyphs, each of which had a link to something that hinted at what needed to be solved, as well as their own background when the glyph was clicked/opened. So it looks like we don't know what's going on with them currently, but obviously there's a correlation between the number of books what have been received and obviously 5 glyphs being left to open as well. So there's going to be some kind of correlation there, I would presume.
Let me ask you a question. Since all the glyphs are going to open, supposedly based off these books, which is the rumor, I can't really confirm that, but it seems that way. So if all the glyphs are open and all this other stuff, I mean, you think that kind of wraps up Waking Titan then? I mean,
it could be. I mean, it would kind of make sense if there's going to be no more glyphs on, or at least on the Waking Titan website, that the Waking Titan ARG will be finished. But we just don't know, do we really? I mean, this whole first, 60-75% of this phase of the Waking Titan ARG has been completely, it appears like not Waking Titan are related in a way. So
I'm okay with this being it. Like, okay, I don't really know how I would feel if there was another round for the next update of Waking Titan.
I mean, it depends what obviously content we do get from the next update, because obviously, which we will get onto later in the podcast. But I think depending on what gets released in this update, I think, because the scene with each of these updates, they seem to release one big thing and then maybe a few smaller things. Now, obviously, that would mean there's only been 4 big things added to the game, and obviously there's still so much more you could add to No Man's Sky. Really, it's how they decide to go ahead with announcing these updates, or what, really, I suppose. So that's really what, as far as we've got up to with Waking Titan. as part of the ARG to talk about really. I'm sorry. Like I said, we skipped through it. It's just because it's 5 days old. I didn't really want to bore people again with repeating the old information from watching previous YouTubers or reading about it online or anything.
I think one of the most important things you got to talk about before the books was the Xbox cover. I think that came out before the books.
Yeah, I thought because it wasn't Waking Titan related, so to speak. It wasn't found part of Waking Titan, was it?
I don't know. I mean, I thought that was. Did someone find it in the code of the No Man's Sky website, or was that actually like
I think someone was doing data mining, and I think they found it that way. That's why I kind of separated it. But yeah, anyway. So that's what we're going to go on to next is this Xbox One cover leak. What supposedly happened. Now I saw I saw this first in the lovely world of Reddit, and I think most Reddit users are not from Britain. It's safe to say. Everything happens at the middle of the night. So I was asleep. I obviously wake up, 6-7 hours after it's all gone down, and there's pictures all over the No Man's Sky Reddit subpage, and there's this picture of this, brilliant looking No Man's Sky picture, and it's got. Everyone's probably seen it by now anyway. It's got the 4 avatars. Are we calling them avatars?
Sure. I mean,
avatars, players, whatever, player models, facing away, obviously with their backs to you, so obviously where you're facing. The Atlas lower to the ground, but it's definitely like more menacing. I feel like it's really up close to the planet. Mm-hmm. Multiple ships in the air, like close together and things. I think they're like the big major draws. What you see instantly. Obviously, we'll go into the picture a bit more in depth. But obviously, I think the big main thing what everyone saw here was the 4 avatars at the bottom of the screen, of the picture. Obviously, indicating that this update, the next update, will include multiplayer in a way, in some form. Obviously, we weren't sure at the point that this.
Yeah, we weren't sure at that point, but
which everyone lost their shit at, I think. So yeah, it's multiplayer was. It seemed like it was going to be a thing if this leak was going to be confirmed in any way.
The interesting thing about this picture is I don't think it got revealed until yesterday or today. Is that the person that drew this picture was Ba Lam, which is one of the artists for No Man's Sky. So these character models have to be pretty close to what we are probably going to see if the guy that's working on the game is drawing these pictures. I mean, he's not going to come up with something completely different. Like I think they're pretty accurate what we're going to see.
I love his Twitter page. His drawings are amazing.
Have you ever seen him live stream and do drawings on a live stream?
No, I haven't. I have heard that they're really good.
Oh my god, man! That guy is so talented with his drawings and stuff like that. It's such fun to watch him do what he does.
I'm going to have to tune in. And then obviously everyone starts, magnifying the image and things and looking to see what else was in there, and like you can see on like the backs of the avatar characters. There's it looks like the suit's going to be customizable in appearance at least.
Yeah, it looks that way.
It's like little gizmos and whatnots on them and colours. See, it looks to me like you can be able to change the colour of your avatar's suit. So and then like I said, you start zooming in and people. I'll leave this one up to you. Do you want to talk about this one?
Oh yeah, and this is the hugest thing for me. I almost piddled myself when I seen this. Actually, if you look in the background, there happens to be a planet with rings.
Whoop whoop!
So excited.
So, and if Hello Games, if you are listening, if there isn't going to be any planets with rings, and you've shown this picture off, I'm afraid Jeff will never play No Man's Sky ever again.
Oh my god, that would. You know what? I didn't even think of that possibility, but now that you say that, I don't know how I would feel if that happened. that would crush me. That would literally crush my heart. Like that would. Like, I would be so happy with the update, this and that, but oh my god, like, I don't know what I would do. I think I would just have to break down and buy a better PC and just play on a PC. Then I would never. It would be the end of me playing No Man's Sky on my PS4. Let's put it that way. It would be the end of that.
And then I think someone else zoomed in. I don't think I've got it on the picture I'm looking is my screen, like my background screensaver. But I think someone's zoomed in and they saw the tops or the top of what looked like a city.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. I don't know if that's really what that is.
Well, obviously we didn't know what it is at this point. But so was it last night? Yeah, it was last night, wasn't it? Last night there was the third Inside Xbox stream on Twitch, and lo and behold, Sean Murray appeared on screen, which is I think the first time since before No Man's Sky released. I don't think he's been on screen since, has he?
Well, he was at the GDC, I think, not too long ago.
Was that streamed or anything?
No, I don't know. I think there is footage of it somewhere, but I mean, it wasn't like
production level stream.
Yeah, and it wasn't like an interview either. He was just going there to speak. So I mean, it's not. Okay. I mean, sure, he actually made a technically quote unquote public appearance, but it wasn't what we were used to.
Yeah. It wasn't media based. Where he was given a talk, kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, and he's looking fairly well considering the probably torrid abuse that he's received over the last 2 years, year and a half, whatever.
Right.
So, and then he confirms multiplayer is coming to No Man's Sky, which I'm guessing many people are hallelujahing. I don't even know what that word is then. And yeah, so multiplayer is coming, and that's going to include things like exploring together, base building together, which I think that city's picture is alluding to, that you can build. Because I think he mentioned something about building like not towns, but like establishment. What word am I looking for?
So let me ask you a question.
Bases and things.
I'm looking at the picture right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like zooming in, and I don't see what people are talking about.
Well, what I'm thinking about it was the background image on the Inside Xbox stream. I think someone zoomed in and there was like
no, because this came out before the Inside Xbox thing. I'm pretty sure. Right. I remember watching someone have a video on this whole city thing. I think it was based off of this picture, but I just don't see it.
Let me have a quick look at it while I'm talking. I might be able to do it. So, yeah, it's. I think like obviously he was obviously on this whole Inside Xbox thing, obviously talking about it, and he didn't really give much away other than just multiplayer though. Which I mean. I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing, because obviously some people are going to say, oh, is it just multiplayer? Or is it going to be more than that? But obviously, we'll find out soon enough anyway. I mean, what are your thoughts on them just letting you know about only multiplayer or what?
I honestly, I think they went to him and they said, listen, we need at least something. Like, you gotta kind of give us a little something here. And like, even during the interview last night, like, you could tell he was trying to be pretty tight-lipped about what was going on. Like, I think Xbox just went to him like, listen, we need some kind of reassurance that this is really what's going on, and you have to be 100% clear with us. Like, is there really going to be multiplayer and this and that? Like, people are asking about it, and I don't know. I mean, trust me, like, I thought it was cool, like, just the fact that they were doing the orbs thing, but, I mean, they got so much flack over that. I mean, like, like, people are like, oh, wow, yeah, it's multiplayer, but you can only see flying balls and shit, and I'm like, well, like, you're never going to be happy, I guess. You're just going to find stuff to complain about. I mean, like, it's, it's so crazy. Like, I work with a guy, and he's a big gamer, and we go back and forth about games, this and that. And I was talking to him. We've been talking about this. I always talk to him about No Man's Sky, and he hates it because, like, he was one of those people that bought the game on release, and like, he played it for like a couple hours, and he's one of those no man lie people and stuff. Right. So And like he's still into this thing of like, well, it's not real multiplayer, this and that.
Yeah.
And then over the past, so I sent him the Inside Xbox interview today, and he watched it. And he was like, well, he's like, you know what, man? He's like, honestly, he's like, this is what I've been waiting for since launch. He's like, if this is real, and like there's real multiplayer, and you can do shit with your friends, and you see actual characters, and you know, there's PvP involved with some sort. He's like, I'm playing the game. It's like, I will guarantee you, like, I will download it the night before it comes out, and I will play the game again. He's like, that was the one thing that really turned me off, because he's like, I didn't want to play with myself. Like, I'm so used to playing with friends and stuff like that. And, you know, the whole fact that he supposedly lied about it or whatever. And, you know, like, that just turned him off to it. So, like, if they do it, then he's going to have at least one more person back on the train. Because, you know, other than that, he thought the game was really good, besides the fact that there was no multiplayer. So,
yeah. I mean, it just said the one. I mean, it's really hard to understand these updates at times, because many of them are content that he said that wouldn't be in the game before, obviously, the release of original release of No Man's Sky.
Dude, this goes back to a couple episodes where we did a long time ago, and I even mentioned that. I was like, you know, he's coming out with all these updates, but they're things that we either didn't ask for, or didn't, or like,
he said they wouldn't be in it.
Or said they wouldn't be in it, and then in the meantime, he's putting all the stuff that we like either never asked for or said he wouldn't be in it. But then there's still key things that were supposed to be in the game that they weren't adding.
Yeah,
you know. So like, it was just weird, like where their priorities were set on that. You know,
I mean, they might be focusing on the number of requests and things. So maybe like more people are talking, well, we want multiplayer rather than like the giant long necked dinosaur things or whatever, or the sand snakes and stuff. So they might be just going through like a list of priority wise requests and things like that.
You know what's pretty cool about this new cover art is the different ship designs. I mean, some of these designs are a lot different than what we've seen so far.
Yeah,
I hope they really expand upon the variety of ships, because after a while you start to see the same ones over and over again.
Oh yeah, sure. Like I said, I'm really hoping that you can. Oh, I really hope you can add paint jobs to the ships. That'll make it so much cooler for me.
And I hope they add like freighters in like space. I hope they add them so they're actually moving, like so they're just not warping in and staying stationary. I hope they actually like move around a little bit and stuff like that.
We shall see. I mean, on the cover there is obviously freighters in the sky as well. So
but it looks like they're you can see like the dot.
There might be,
behind the trail.
there might be little hints and things.
What's your opinion on that huge planet behind the Atlas? Do you think that's an actual planet, or I've heard people say that it's like a gas giant or something like that, or I mean, it does look different. Like it's either really cloudy, the whole entire planet's full of clouds, or it's an actual like.
Maybe the cover's just full of like stuff. What's going to be included in this next update? Mm-hmm. Because obviously you got the multiplayer aspect with the 4 avatars. Maybe the ships are going to be to do with, like you said, dogfights and things like that, or maybe new ships. The freighters might be something to do with trading. Obviously the planet with the rings around it as well. It looks like there's asteroid belts again in there. And obviously maybe gas giants, like you say. So maybe they're all like just like little teasers of what.
Those animal designs are pretty cool too.
Yeah. So it might be like I said, we don't fully know exactly yet. We might.
And it looks like.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was gonna say it looks like your suit looks like it could be really customizable, because besides the backpack, all the suits are a little bit different from each other. Yeah. The helmets are a little bit different. Like one guy's got the shoulder pads. Like. Yeah. You know, so they all look a little bit different. So hopefully they added that in so that however you upgrade your suit, it actually changes the appearance physically of your character.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I'm guessing they're going to be at E3 with the surprise, guys. July 24th is going to be the game's release. if you didn't know already. But yeah, I'm guessing they're going to be at E3, considering that July 24th obviously is a month and a half after E3.
I'm debating right now if I want to take those days off of work. Like, I'm definitely taking the 24th
E3?
off. Well, not E3, no, but the 24th. So I definitely am probably going to take the 24th off, but I think I might. And that's a Tuesday, so I think I might just take the rest of the week off because my birthday is actually on July 28th. So like I was going to take that Friday off anyway, so like I might as well just take the whole.
Lucky for me, my kids break up from school at the end of July.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't have to do the school runs anymore, so I can just leave the kids in the corner of the house and play No Man's Sky. Please don't call social services on me, anyone. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens at E3. I mean, I'm guessing they're not going to be at PlayStation. They're going to be at Xbox. I reckon they'll play a trailer on the PlayStation stage, but Sean Murray will be on stage at Microsoft.
You think he's going to come to E3 again? I don't, dude. No way. No way.
Yeah. Why not?
I just don't. Dude, I don't know.
I mean, you got to compare. Like, Inside Xbox is a 3-episode thing. That was only its 3rd episode, so the audience for that is minuscule compared to the audience of Microsoft's E3 presentation.
Yeah, but how many times did you go to E3 before the game was launched? Like, people were like, when he was showing up at E3 before the game was launched, people were just like, listen, just release the game already. Like, we're okay, we get it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like,
He'll be there. Come on, it's their big update that's getting released on a brand new console. It's not like it's just getting an update and that's it. It's being released on a brand new console. It's getting the whole 4K HDR treatment on Xbox One X.
I'll be really surprised if he shows up.
He's going to be there. He'll be there. Like I said, I reckon there'll be a trailer for the next update at PlayStation, and he'll be on stage at Xbox.
I mean, I definitely think they're going to show some footage.
Oh, yeah.
Not old footage 100%. Either.
100%.
I think there's going to be some new footage of next. I just don't know if he's going to be there.
Well, that's the thing, though. How do you because obviously he's told us about multiplayer. That's fine. But then, how do you explain what other features are going to be in the next update without him being there on stage?
I don't know. I see your point, and I understand. I just, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that.
The only way that he won't be there
is
if they do, the trailers that they do on their YouTube page before the updates drop. When they go a quick run through. That's the only way that he won't be on stage at E3 is if they drop one of these video trailer things, explain what the update is on their YouTube channel. That's the only way. Well, that's exactly. So if they're not going to do that, he's got to be at E3. He has to be. He has to be at E3. The only other thing they can do is they have those like little streams after the main presentation, don't they? Where they go through separate games. So unless
I think that's more likely. I don't think he'd walk out on stage. It's not a new game. I mean, it's new to Xbox, but it's a game that's been out for almost 2 years now. When was the last time you've seen a developer come out on stage and talk about a game that came out over? It's already been out already like that.
I'm pretty sure there's something. I'm trying to think what there is. I'll get back to you on that one. I'll get back to you in the next episode.
Yeah, dig deep on that one and tell me what you find.
I probably won't have to dig that deep about it. I probably won't have to dig as deep as you think. So yeah, it's been a heck of a week. Like I said, there's obviously we've got a release date for both. It seems like we're getting the update for the same day as the actual game gets released on the Xbox One as well.
That's disappointing to me.
I suppose, but I mean, even still, it's only 6 weeks away.
I mean, because I see it as a point of view
as 6 weeks, isn't it?
Like, that's a good way to advertise the game. Like, because Xbox players can watch PlayStation players stream it online, and they'd be like, "Well, do I want to buy this game or not?"
Like fanboys. I apologise, Xbox viewers, but you are very, very much die-hard fanboys. It must be said.
I mean, I'm bipartisan, I guess. I have both systems. I mean, I favor the PlayStation more than the Xbox, but at least I'm good enough to own both systems and know that there's games out there that I want to play.
I'm the same. I've got the Xbox One. In fact, currently it's the only console that I've actually been playing because I can't be bothered to go and play on my PlayStation Pro on my massive 4K screen because the kids are always watching the TV on it. So I'm stuck to being relegated to playing Xbox One at the minute.
What are you playing on Xbox?
I've been currently playing Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah, so going back to them days, getting ready for the release end of this year. Or is it? No, it's next year now, isn't it? Is it next year now? Oh no,
it's coming out. It's October.
Yeah, it's this year.
October, November, or something like that.
Yeah. So get ready for that. I do give credit where credit's given. Xbox great for backwards compatibility, but
I'm undecided on that.
I just realised Fight Night Champion got released on backwards compatibility the other day, and that was like one of the games that me and my friend grew up on playing back in the mid 2000s. So yeah, I'm getting that again and getting that when I get paid at the end of the month. So yeah, but I think that's covered everything with No Man's Sky, really, hasn't it? Do you think?
I mean, do you want to go over the actual stuff that he talked about during the press conference?
Well, I mean, it was mainly just focusing on the multiplayer because obviously I tuned in halfway through his interview. I mean, I don't know how long his interview was. I can't imagine it was extra long because he's the most socially awkward person in the world.
It was like 10 minutes. I mean, actually, it was a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, I think it must have been about 5 minutes into it then that I tuned in. It must have been halfway.
Well, the big things I got from it was the fact that there's going to be multiplayer and that you can explore your friends.
You can build bases with them.
Build bases, and he actually mentioned colonies.
Yeah,
and spreading across different planets.
That's what I was trying to say. That's the word I was trying to say. Colonies. I was like,
I think that one, the fact he actually used that word to describe it, and I think the base building is going to be really big in this one. I think they're going to lift the limit on how much you can build, or they're going to allow you to build wherever you want instead of those designated spots.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you and your friends can actually build together. So it's not going to be just you that owns it. People can just add pieces to it and stuff like that. So, that would be cool.
Do you reckon that with this multiplayer we're going to get, guilds? Like an actual guild system added into the game?
Absolutely.
Not just people making their own offline guilds, but obviously playing online together.
No, because he sees the community, and there's already guilds like that out there. So,
sure, but that's what I mean. I think Elite Dangerous has only just managed to add actual player guilds into the game, and they've been obviously out and doing multiplayer for years.
I just see how hard it doesn't sound that hard to put it in there. I mean, it's just a different friends list. You know what I'm saying?
But then again, you got to think how is it going to impact gameplay? I suppose because obviously it's really it also depends what else they are adding in with this update. Because if they're going to add a new bounty system, say to activate PvP, I'm thinking maybe they're going to do a whole criminal, the whole 5-star wanted thing, that it's got currently. Maybe if you got the whole PvP part may come in where if you've got a wanted level, you're free game to everyone, and if you go kill them, you get the money from killing them from bounty missions and stuff.
I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say about PvP, by the way.
I know you have. If I go quiet, it's just because I'm watching a YouTube video. Okay, but it's stuff like that. So obviously, if say one of your guild members gets a wanted level, maybe the whole guild is open to being attacked as well and stuff. It's just weird how I really do think it depends if they had a guild system. It's going to affect a lot of the other systems in game.
So PvP, I just got to say a few things about it first. I'll try to be as quick as possible, but
Okay.
I'm overly excited for the chance of having some type of a PvP in this game. I've always been open about the fact that No Man's Sky, one of the things it lacks the most is consequences, besides just the weather or stream survival or whatever like that.
I do have one problem with No Man's Sky, and my dad actually agrees here with me as well. It's got a terrible combat system.
Yes, I believe I would agree with that.
And can you just imagine trying to use that combat system with PvP?
I mean, it's not. What are you talking about? Space combat or land combat?
Space combat.
Yeah, they need to do. Well, I mean, that would be fixed if they add third view. You know what I'm saying? Like not first person, but third person view. Like that would help out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, space combat seems kind of clunky, but they did add a couple cool features in that Atlas Rises when they added the exotic ships. Like each ship kind of handles a little bit different than the other ones. You know, like the S-class ones or the fighter ships kind of are more agile, and the hauler ships are more clunkier, and you know, so like that's cool. Like I like that, but I always when that kind of game like that, I want to see it in third person. So if they add third person to that, like that would be a huge thing for me. I mean, but I mean, even if they don't, like, they should make. Okay, so when I do space combat, like, I find myself just standing still and just turning my ship around fighting people. Like, I never actually like get into a situation where I'm actually actively chasing somebody down and like following their tail. You know what I'm saying? Because you all just circle back to you anyway. So like, there's really no point to actively chase somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like. So, I mean, they got to do something there to make it more engaging, I guess, to make you want to run after somebody or vice versa, you know? So, but I mean, as far as like, I also find too that the lock-on is like hit or miss. Like sometimes you can lock on to somebody and hit them and while they're moving, and sometimes like you're almost directly on them and you still miss because it didn't lock on. And like there has to be a real designated either lock on, lock off system or something like that. Like have a designated weapon that solely locks on if you want to do free aim mode or something like that.
Heat-seeking missiles or normal missiles.
Something. Yeah, exactly. Something where it's like a guaranteed lock, because like I've yet to find something that's like. Sometimes
but then again, obviously, if that's the case, they might introduce stuff like countermeasures. So obviously you can drop a heat countermeasure where it gives off a heat signal, and the lock-on would target that instead of yourself. Because I mean that kind of system's been around for years. That was in like things like Freelancer, and that game. Like I said, that game's like 15 years old. Oh, I love the space combat in Freelancer.
I hope they really just embrace it. You know, it's like I was telling you before we started, like we've had a year and a half of peaceful gaming. You know, like there's peace and love and all this other stuff. Let's go explore and hold hands and jump through a field and whatever. Like I did that. I did that religiously for a year and a half. Like I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? Like now that there's PvP,
though, if they didn't add multiplayer, like I said, if they decided to stick with the fact that they weren't going to add multiplayer,
I mean, I would still play. Don't be wrong. I would still play and I would still enjoy it. But now that like that thought is in my head, like the wheels are turning, and I'm just like, okay, this is great. Like this is something I've wanted from the start. I've always wanted PvP. I like PvP games. I mean, and don't forget, like No Man's Sky is such a huge game. There's 18 quintillion planets. Like I played the game for, I'm just gonna estimate, at least over 700 hours I probably put into the game. Probably more than that. I'm just giving like a low ball number. I've never came across another player until Unification Day. Right. And I literally tried hard to try to find somebody. And like I've never came across another player until Unification Day. So all these people out there like freaking out, oh my god, you're gonna ruin the game. Like no, you're not. Like really, you're not. Like it's gonna be still ultra hard to find somebody, and you're okay. Like you don't need to freak out. Like you know, like don't be stupid and give out your portal address if you don't want people to come and find you, because you might not look like the outcome if you do that. You know, like people will do that. People will grief, and You know, like, I know of one thing, I won't be giving out my Portal address. I mean,
I think with this update, a lot of people are going to be restarting anyway.
I am. I'm going to restart from. Yeah, just going to start fresh.
Same. Mainly because the thing is with me currently with No Man's Sky, because obviously it's been such a long time with the updates. I played it and then not played it for like a month, and then gone back to playing it again, and then I think with No Man's Sky, you kind of got to play it kind of, not continuously but regularly, to kind of like remember your story. Whereas if you don't play it for like a month and then you go back to me thinking, oh, what was I doing, or what was I trying to do on this planet again, and stuff like that. So
I've actually done that where like I didn't play for a couple weeks or like maybe a month's time or something like that, and I got it back into it and I turned it on and I'm like, well, what the fuck was I just doing?
Yeah,
you know,
you're like,
what am I doing here?
Yeah,
exactly. Like, why am I here?
And then I just end up starting the game again anyway. So I'm personally, I'm definitely going to be starting a new game, and I think we may come up with some kind of guild for ourselves. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see what actually happens in game.
I know that I'm hopefully I will be joining forces with Serious Gamer Gek, the Emperor of the Gek Empire, and we will be pillaging and plummeting every single thing in our path.
Please don't attack me. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to build up my stocks or whatever and then get attacked and then start again. It's just gonna make me cry.
I am so excited, man. I am gonna. You know what? I don't even care. Like, I don't even care if I get attacked either. Like, that's part of PvP. Like, that's part of the fun of it. You know, like, come at me, bro. You know, like, like let's do this. You know, like, I'm all in. You know, so I mean. Call your friends. I got friends too, so I mean, if you want to go down like that, like let's dance. But you know, it's just I just like it because now there's actual consequence. Like, so you just can't be lollygagging around anymore now.
Yeah.
I mean, like yeah, they had it before where like there was the occasional pirate attack you or the ship spawn in or whatever, but you had warning before it happened. Like, you kind of like could get yourself ready. Like now, like you never know when there's going to be somebody behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. Like, somebody could be hiding over. Yeah, I mean, like it's.
If that's
it's
the case,
cool.
they really need to quicken up the scan in the ships, recharge rate in the ships. Because I'll be spamming that scan button all the time.
Someone else made a really good point. Just imagine PvP in like permadeath.
Oh, fuck that! I'm sticking to normal mode.
You know, like, just imagine that. Like, that's some real shit right there. That's some real consequences, you know? Like, that's some real stuff. Like, it adds... Like, dude, if there was PvP in permadeath and you made it all the way from the outside and made it all the way to the center and, like, had that threat of being attacked...
Never happened.
Like, I would give someone a lot of props for that. I mean, I give someone props for just making it anyways, but now that there's PvP involved in it and, like, you could randomly... Dude, as closer you get to the center, the more people you're going to find. And so the closer you get in your journey, the more odds that you're going to come across somebody.
I think the only way that anyone's going to get to the center is if they're part of a group in permadeath. Because otherwise...
That might be it.
If you try... There's no way that someone's going to be able to do it on their own with PvP enabled. But
I'm just happy. Like, I got a list of things that I want to take care of once PvP starts, and like literally.
have you got like a kill list of people that you hate on Reddit or something?
I mean, not like a kill list per se, but I got a list of things that I want to do and go see and take a visit to when that happens. Let's put it that way. Like, dude, literally after we get off this stream right here, I'm literally gonna be turning my PlayStation on. I'm getting myself I'm already going through I'm getting my farm up and running.
6 p.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my farming going. I want to get a S-class freighter, like as many slots as I can. I already got a really good fighter.
You're restarting though. You're starting again.
Dude, that might hurt me. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. That might hurt me.
Getting all that stuff and then deciding to restart.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not gonna restart.
Oh man,
but
it's been crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's put it that way.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. Obviously, people making tracks and race tracks and things. Obviously, we're gonna be able to get to use the
Yeah, that's cool too. I'm excited about that too. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope they do it where you can actually put up like race tracks per se and like in space. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't have it on the planet. Like, do something where you can put like little buoys out in space or something like that, and actually make a track. They did that on Unification Day, kind of like where you could actually they had like a makeshift like racetrack drawn out like on a website or something like that, and you can follow it to that race and shit. So like they actually did something like that. I hope they add a feature where you can put like little buoys up or something like that in space.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So it's going to be really cool to see what to do. I think because obviously, like you said, you mentioned like base building and colony building and from one planet to another. I reckon you're going to be able to build space stations.
That would be something I would be really interested.
I mean, I know obviously every thing in Star System has got a space station. Obviously, where like you trade your goods and everything. Obviously, some have got two. Obviously, the Atlas and a trade station, or a trade station and what they're called, the Gek and not the Gek. Yeah, what's his name? Oh, I completely forgot what his name is.
At the space anomaly?
Yeah.
Nada and Polo.
Yeah, their space station, and obviously a normal space station as well. So it's not like it's not impossible to have multiple space stations. I reckon they might just limit it to like maybe 2 or 3 in each star system, perhaps. But yeah, but like I said, if you can build a space station in space, you should be able to like build like a racetrack or something. Or like I said, the buoys or whatever. No, it's definitely going to be interesting in the next couple of months to see what happens with the ARG and E3, for example, as well. See what happens there up until the 24th of July.
Exciting times, man.
Exciting times. Right, where are we recording? We are currently... We've just hit... Oh, we've only hit 47 minutes. Which is a lot shorter than I thought. Let's just quickly cover external news then. External sci-fi gaming news. And this is possibly like the downer part, maybe for you. Obviously, Rage 2 was confirmed, which we talked about last episode, by Bethesda. And obviously, the lots of pictures were released by Bethesda as well, and such. And some people, a particular YouTuber by the name of ESO, I'll leave a link down to his channel below, believes there's hidden messages within these Rage 2 pictures. Now, if I get
I don't know how I feel about those. I'm skeptical is a word that I would.
Did you watch the video?
Oh, I've watched it. Trust me, I've watched it plenty of times.
Yeah. So basically, this YouTuber. I mean, I haven't seen another YouTuber cover it or their opinion on it.
What's crazy too is that this guy's like a legitimate guy. He's got so many subscribers for his Elder Scrolls stuff, and like the way he presents the stuff in the video, it's just like, oh man, like really, like some of it was just a real stretch. I mean, like the way he drew that star on the ground. I mean, come on, dude, it wasn't even a star.
That was a bit of a stretch, isn't it? I mean, you can kind of see what he means, but it's like some parts of it are definitely like not there and things. But anyway, so these pictures which were released, one was of Big Ben, which is the giant clock in London. Another was a spaceship. Another was the famous crossing in Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
The one from Fast and the Furious.
Yep.
I think those were the 3 main ones that he's highlighted. There are others as well. But he thinks there's this hidden message within these pictures. The Big Ben one being time. the spaceship one being the spaceship, and this is probably the star in the dark. The Tokyo crossing one. There's basically in all these pictures, there's pink paint spread everywhere and things, and the Tokyo one, the whole floor is just painted in pink pretty much, and he's hinting that there's within this pink paint there's an outline of a star, and he's believing that obviously space, time, just time, space, and star are hinting at a possible Starfield announcement at E3 or something. Now, obviously with the spaceship, that was a bit weird. Putting that picture, I believe that, I understand that picture, that you can possibly think, oh, why would you have a picture of a spaceship, kind of thing.
Right. Well, when I first seen it, that's the first thing that came to mind. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
now,
that's gonna be Starfield.
Like I have said previously, obviously Bethesda have been known recently to release 2 games a year. Obviously, we found out that Rage 2 is not coming out till, is it spring next year? I don't think it's summertime, is it?
So they announced it. I mean,
yeah. So it's got an announced date. It's within the next 12 months, and that's the only game that we know of so far what's coming out. So it still leaves. I mean, if they have been working on this Starfield secretly, and these could be alluding to it, but it's especially the paint one. It's a bit of a stab in the dark, really. I feel.
I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah. I mean, there's been other stuff. I mean, some of it's been defunct. Like, he also claims there's a Starfield game account on Twitter. He tries to allude to these other things, saying like the account was made 1 month after Starfield was the name Starfield was trademarked by Bethesda. It's based, like, the account is based in Rockville, which is where Bethesda is based, and the name Starfield, the at Starfield game is the same as at Prey game, at Rage game, etc. But Pete Hines,
I was going to say, which she was wrong about that too. That 2016 is when they renewed the trademark for the game. They originally re-trademarked the game in 2013.
Yeah, but I think it was only found in 2016, though, wasn't it, by the general public.
Yeah.
All these gamers picked up on it in 2016.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pete Hines, I think, is he the head of Bethesda Studios, or the head of is he the head of, or is it like marketing or something?
He's a pretty big guy though.
Yeah, he's one of the head honchos over at Bethesda Software. Vice President, there you go, in charge of public relations and marketing. So yeah, he basically replied to a tweet from this, like this Starfield game has only sent one tweet out after 2 years of being inactive, saying to Pete Hines, is it okay to tell them? And then Pete Hines just shoots him down, saying it's completely fake and everything. So yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, the spaceship one I can get behind, perhaps. Big Ben one's a bit of a stab in the dark, and then the paint one's a bit like kind of thing. So yeah, it's a bit weird. But I want to believe so bad that this game is coming out. Like, but I mean, all those things were such a stretch. Like, not even I can kind of like get behind that. Like I said, the only one that it seems plausible is the spaceship.
Yeah.
Currently. So yeah, but I'm still hoping out that they're at least going to like reveal the game at E3, even if it's not going to come out for say like 2 years. I mean, obviously that's not Bethesda's MO. They tend to announce a game maybe a year, half a year beforehand, before it gets released. But
I'd rather not have them announce it and have to wait another year and a half. Like, I'd just rather just not hear about it until next year.
But then again, there's going to be any more leaks. Do you know what I mean? In that amount of time, there'll be even more leaks, and then it's not going to be a nice reveal. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be a surprising reveal when it does get officially announced.
Right.
So,
well,
but
my whole opinion is that Bethesda was going to use Rage 2 as one of their big reveals for E3, and the fact that it got leaked by Walmart forced their hand, so they had to reveal it
doesn't
early.
feel like a big reveal.
I know you don't think so, but like that's still a major thing for them. Like I just, you know what? I'll find out on June 10th at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time.
If I say to Bethesda, if I say to you Bethesda, like what do you instantly think of?
Skyrim, Fallout.
Yeah, not Rage. Never ever Rage. Like, fine, if they are making a second, like obviously they are making a second, but fine. If they make a second one, they're making a second one. But it's in the realms of what's the other games? Oh god, here we go. I'll find it. Sorry for mind blanking, guys. Other games. Oh,
Wolfenstein, Prey.
Yeah, so see, I class Wolfenstein kind of on the verge of being one of their bigger ones / middle ones. But yeah, like you said, Evil Within, Prey, that kind of stuff. So I reckon it seems to be they're doing. I reckon they're like their medium game, and then because don't forget it's not being developed by Bethesda. Bethesda is just the. They're just thinking it, aren't they? They're just the ones bringing it out. It's actually being made by id Software,
right?
So it's not Bethesda's team what's working on it. It's not the Skyrim team or the Fallout team what's working on it, which leaves them free and open to work on, Starfield or whatever they're working on. But yeah, we'll find out because the confirmed Rage 2 will be at E3. The confirmed.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it was going to be there anyways before we found out about it.
Yeah, so I reckon they're still going to announce Starfield. I reckon they will. I reckon this is the. I've got a feeling because I mean, how long can you keep bringing it out, like doing it for?
If they don't announce it this year, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to come to current console. It'll come to next console, next generation.
And you're talking at least like another year and a half, 2 years before that happens.
Exactly. So, although saying that though, Skyrim did come out towards the end of the last generation's lifetime, 2011. So I mean, it was 3 years before the end of the last generation. But then again, obviously the last generation went on longer than it was supposed to.
Yeah, and that's how they robbed everybody of money because it came out for PS3, and then it was like, oh, here, buy the PS4 version or whatever, and
remastered versions.
Yeah, great. So you're just making me buy the same game over again.
Yeah. So let's move on to our weekly E3 games listing. Nothing on the confirmed games list again, like relevant to us. What's been announced recently. One on the rumour games, which is Gears of War 5, which is rumoured to come for obviously on the Xbox and Microsoft. I've never been a fan of the Gears of War games, mainly because I hate that fucking camera angle.
I know, it's horrible.
Oh.
I fucking hate that camera angle.
I'm not when it comes to shooting games.
And the character model is like super huge, so it takes up like 1/3 of your screen.
I'm not a big fan of third-person shooter games anyway. Some games I'm fine with, like the Mass Effect games. I'm fine with them. But then if you add the fact that it's like, is it to the left or to the right of the character?
I think you can actually change the angle,
I think. But
still, I mean, either way you look at it, like the character model is still
annoying.
Fucking huge, and like, I don't know. I mean, I've played Gears of War. I played all of them. One of my good friends out here is a huge Xbox fan, and he plays fucking Gears of War 4 all the time, and I've watched him play, and so I've seen it. Like, I get it. Like,
I get the whole fascination with it.
To me, it's like more of a novelty than an actual legitimate game.
So
but, I mean, there's people out there that are fucking religious followers of it, man. And
yeah, it's kind of weird. It's to me, Gears of War now kind of feels like Halo, where it had its day. And
dude, the original Gears. Oh my god, dude! Like even I will even say that those were good.
Well, even the first two. Like the first and the second one, obviously the first one was the one that was whoa, everyone was like, what the hell? And then the second one was everyone was like super pumped for it. But it's the same with Halo. Like all the other consoles, because obviously the most recent console brand is Microsoft, to obviously console, obviously PC wise beforehand. But it's still a new company compared to Sony, Nintendo, companies like that, and they've all got their like stalwart games. So with Nintendo, you always got a Mario game in some form or another. You always got your Zelda game on it. PlayStation, you always had your Final Fantasy games on it.
Oh Jesus! Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, you always had that kind of stuff. And yeah, obviously, like Final Fantasy has obviously now gone across on Xbox as well, but they've always been released on Sony on PlayStation, whereas with Xbox, they've struggled so much with their first party games. I just don't know. They don't have an identity anymore. I don't think anymore. When I think of Xbox, I used to think Halo. Always. Yes. Up until the end of the 360 era, it was just Halo
and Gears.
And Gears, yeah. And that was their identity. Whereas now, I just don't think of anything like, that they had a tactical Halo game again, didn't they? What came out?
That's not that good.
Yeah, like a second one. It was like a sequel to
Halo Wars.
Yeah, Halo Wars. And then I'm not gonna lie, I can't think of any other first-party games.
Like
I will major ones.
I'll give them credit to. Forza is really good.
Yeah, but the thing is with Forza, it's the same cars and tracks will come out every couple of years.
Dude, it's no different than Madden football or FIFA. It's the same exact shit. They just update the graphics a little bit.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you there. But I think with that's the thing though, isn't it? With all these other companies with their first party games, they're different when they come out. Mario's changed so much over the years from a 2D platformer to you got things like Mario sport games. You got like the Mario versus Rabbids games on Switch and things like that. They've changed and adapted to how the consoles have gone, but it just seems like I said, Forza is a perfect example. It's probably one of their Microsoft bigger games, but the content has barely changed in the last 5, 6 years, 8 years maybe.
Right.
It's just, and as well, I can guarantee you, every time a new Microsoft console come out, a starting game will always be Forza, because driving games are just so easy to make them look pretty on the consoles.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the E3 rumour games relevant to us. What's been announced? So, well, it's been a jam-packed episode of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. Just over an hour we've gone now, guys, which seems shorter than I thought it was.
Yeah, I know. I thought we'd be talking about this forever. We kind of just like
I can tell you why. It's because we had a massive conversation beforehand. We had we had like a 40-minute conversation beforehand.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Whenever you're listening to us, it's been very much appreciated. Thank you so much for all the support as well we've had over the last few weeks. It's been amazing.
I haven't checked the subscriptions. I mean, have we gotten any more subscriptions or any comments on any of the last videos or anything?
We shot up to 15 from the last episode.
Watch out, boys! We're climbing that ladder.
We're coming to get you, Cobra. We're coming for you. I will catch up one day.
Oh shit!
But yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's been so good. Thank you so much, Jeff, for joining me again this week.
Don't worry, man. It's always a pleasure.
And I can't wait till next week. Oh my god, it's going to be so good. I just want to know what's going to happen with everything.
Who knows? Maybe next week will be another dead week, and we'll be sitting around being like, "What the fuck are we going to talk about?"
Hey, it's always a pleasure to talk about fuck all with you, my friend.
That's true. Awesome, man.
So yeah, thank you so much, guys. And from us to you, we shall see you next time.